Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Education Exploration Hub. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Dylan. Ready to relax and learn some English with us?
Exactly. Today, we have a super practical episode. We're diving into 75 common English phrases you'll actually hear and use in everyday life.
75 phrases might sound like a lot, but don't worry. We're going to go through them in a really relaxed way. And the best part? You can just lie back, get comfortable, and let the language flow. No pressure, no stress.
That's right. Learning whole phrases, not just single words, is the secret to sounding more natural. When you learn a phrase, you're not just learning vocabulary, you're learning rhythm, intonation, and context all at once. It helps you understand the conversation and speak more effortlessly.
Exactly. It's like learning a musical chord instead of just one note. So, grab your tea, find a cozy spot, and let's get started on our journey through daily English conversations.
Let's begin with the first essential step, starting a conversation. A very common greeting you'll hear, especially in the US and UK, is "How's it going?" It's a casual way to ask, "How are you?"
You can use it with friends, family, or even coworkers you know well. For example, if I see you in the hallway at work or school, I might just say, "Hey, Sophia, how's it going?"
And a natural reply could be, "It's going well, thanks. A bit busy, but good." Or simply, "Pretty good. You?" It's not a question that usually requires a long, detailed answer. It's just a friendly check-in.
Another super casual greeting is, "What's up?" This is even more informal. If someone asks, "What's up?" you can simply reply, "Not much, just hanging out. What's up with you?"
And speaking of hanging out, that's a great phrase. It means to spend time together casually, usually with no big plans. You might ask a friend, "Do you want to hang out this weekend? Maybe watch a movie or just chat?"
It's a great low-key way to make plans. Now, what about when you haven't seen someone in a while? You can use the classic phrase, "Long time no see."
It's a friendly, slightly funny way to acknowledge that it's been a while. The other person might respond with a smile. "I know, right? It's been forever. What have you been up to?"
"What have you been up to?" is another useful phrase. It's a casual way of asking someone what they have been doing since they last met.
Let's move on to talking about our daily lives and routines. A very useful phrase is "run errands." This means doing small tasks or chores, usually outside the house.
Exactly, like going to the bank, picking up dry cleaning, buying groceries, or mailing a package. If a friend asks what you're doing on Saturday, you could say, "Not much, just need to run some errands."
And if you're really busy with lots of things to do, you can say you're on the go. For example, "I've been on the go all week with meetings and appointments. I haven't had a moment to relax."
When you're finally ready to stop working or finish an activity, you can say, "Call it a day." If you've been working on a project for hours, you might tell your colleague, "I think I'm going to call it a day now and finish this tomorrow."
And for the evening, you can adapt it. Let's call it a night. It's perfect for when you're out with friends and it's getting late, or you're just ready to bed after a long day.
If you're really tired, especially after physical activity or a long, stressful day, you can use the informal phrase, "I'm beat." For instance, "I just finished a big workout. I'm beat." Or, "I've been cleaning the house all morning. I'm beat."
A great phrase. Now, what about when you're in a hurry? You can simply say, "I'm running late." It's a polite and common way to tell someone you're behind schedule.
You might text a friend, "Sorry, I'm running late. I'll be there in 15 minutes. And if you need someone to wait just for a moment while you finish something, you can say, "Hold on a second."
Like, "Hold on a second, I just need to grab my keys." Or, "Hold on a second, let me finish this sentence." It's short, polite, and very useful.
Making plans is a big part of conversation. A common phrase for suggesting a quick meal is "grab a bite," which means to get something to eat. You might say to a coworker, "Hey, I'm hungry. Want to grab a bite at the cafe downstairs?"
Another great one is "hit the road," which means to leave or start a journey. At the end of a meeting or a visit with friends, you could say, "All right, it's getting late. I should probably hit the road."
But plans aren't always set in stone. Sometimes you need to be flexible. That's when you can say, "Let's play it by ear." This means you'll decide as you go, based on the situation, instead of making a fixed plan.
For example, if a friend asks what time to meet on a rainy day, you could say, let's play it by ear. I'll text you in the morning and see how the weather looks and how I'm feeling.
And when you're happy for the other person to make the choice, you can say, it's up to you. Like, should we get pizza or pasta for dinner? It's up to you. I'm happy with either.
If you want to treat someone, for example, pay for their coffee or meal, you can say, don't worry about it. It's on me. It's a really friendly and generous gesture.
And if you have a great idea and someone is ready and willing to listen, they might say, I'm all ears. It's a fun way of saying, I'm listening carefully and eagerly. Tell me everything.
Let's shift gears a little to phrases useful in more structured situations, like at work, school, or when solving problems with others. If you're extremely busy with work or studies, you can say, I'm swamped.
For example, sorry, I can't help with that project right now. I'm completely swamped with deadlines this week. It's a strong way to say you're overwhelmed with tasks.
And when you need to stop chatting and start focusing on the main task, you can say, okay, let's get down to business. It's a great way to signal that it's time to be serious and start working.
Sometimes you need to check if everyone understands and agrees. You can ask, are we all on the same page? It means, do we all have the same understanding of the plan?
And if you have a very simple decision to make, a choice that is obvious, you might call it a no-brainer. This means it's an extremely easy choice that requires almost no thought. Like, getting a free day off work? That's a no-brainer.
When someone says something that is exactly right, perfectly accurate, you can say, you hit the nail on the head. It's a very satisfying and expressive way to agree strongly.
And if you need to encourage a friend who's having a tough time or going through a difficult period, you can say, hang in there. It's a simple, warm way to show support. Like, I know things are hard right now, but hang in there. It will get better.
Finally, let's talk about phrases that express our feelings, our mental state, and those little moments of daily life. If you forget something, a softer, more natural way to say it is, it slipped my mind. It's less direct and sounds a bit less careless than just saying, I forgot. For example, if a friend asks, did you remember to bring that book I lent you? You could say, oh no, I'm so sorry, it totally slipped my mind. I'll bring it tomorrow.
When you're not feeling well, you can say you're feeling under the weather. It's a gentle, common idiom that means you're feeling sick. You might call your boss and say, I'm feeling a bit under the weather today, so I'll be working from home, or I might need to take a sick day.
And if a situation or an activity isn't to your taste, you can politely decline or explain by saying, it's not really my cup of tea. If someone invites you to a heavy metal concert, you could say, thanks so much for the invite, but that kind of music isn't really my cup of tea. Have a great time, though.
Now, as we come to the end of our episode, to finish things up, we can use the phrase, let's wrap it up. It's perfect for ending a meeting, a study session, or even a podcast episode.
So, to summarize our entire episode in a nutshell, and that's a great phrase for giving a brief summary, we've covered 75 really useful phrases to help you in your daily English conversations.
We've gone from simple greetings like, how's it going, to talking about being busy by running errands or being on the go. We've talked about making flexible plans by deciding to play it by ear, and we've covered how to perfectly agree with someone by saying they hit the nail on the head.
We hope that listening to this episode has been a relaxing and helpful way for you to learn these phrases. Remember, the goal in language learning is progress, not perfection. The more you listen and the more you try to use these phrases, the more natural they will become.
Exactly. So take it easy. Keep practicing a little bit every day, and we'll be here with more comfortable and useful English lessons for you next time, only on Education Exploration Hub.
Thanks so much for listening, everyone. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye for now.